Good evening, folks. Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It's time for Twitter reaction to Celtic 1, Hibs 1. We'll start tonight with Graham Conway. Same faults again. Bad keeper mistake and giving away stupid fouls. Turnbull showed his class for the goal, but it doesn't matter. We are single-handedly gifting the league to our rivals. All this could have had a different outcome if the board had the best interests of the club at heart. Aye, tonight in terms of the game, obviously not a lot to be expected for a much changed team brought on by the self-isolation of the players for Dubai. I thought there's obviously some guys in there who have never, Cameron Harper, it's his first professional game. So they did struggle at times. I thought we looked just incongruent, no real rhythm or fluidity to our attacking play at times, a lot of shots for distance in the first half. And I thought the game was just going to peter out to 0-0, to be honest with you. Turnbull does score a sublime free kick. It's absolutely brilliant. He was probably the one bright spark again tonight. He's been one of the only bright sparks for about 3 months now. So he was a real positive. But the story today is not about what happened in the park. The story today is about what happened off the park. And it was brought on by mismanagement, like so many things this season. But this is by far the worst. This is by far the worst example of mismanagement, with by far the biggest consequences for the team and for the club. The club today and tonight are a national embarrassment, and it pains me to say that, but that's what the people who lead the club have created by their mismanagement of this whole situation. We went over it in the video, and I went over it a wee bit before the game as well, and I'll try and get some people's point across with these tweets, but it's just a shambles from start to finish, honestly. If you didn't laugh, you'd cry. Graham Bell, we are excellent at PR disasters. This season should and could have been one of the best ever, but instead, negligence from the board and management have made us a laughing stock. That is what it is. It's negligence. I thought the real problem this season was that the board were negligent with the manager's position, and they sat on their hands when they should have removed them from the position in November at the latest. But little did we know just how bad it could get. As I said in the video, a blind man on a galloping horse could have seen that going to Dubai was the wrong decision. But not just that, the way it's been handled, the way that, to this point, the way the club have handled it is shocking. It betrays the values that Celtic Football Club is supposed to represent. A football club founded to look after people, to have some sort of social responsibility. That's what the people who lead this club, the custodians, they like to call themselves sometimes. That's what they've created here. They've contradicted what Celtic stands for, and they've showed absolutely no remorse or contrition for doing so. It's an absolute disgrace, and they should all be ashamed of the part they had to play in it. Gary Oliver, a club so far removed from what makes it great, a national embarrassment, and something has to give at some point. I could not agree more. That's probably the best tweet I've seen tonight. This club is so far removed from the thing that makes it great, from its values, from its supporters. The supporters are the club. You and I are the lifeblood of this football club, and we've been misrepresented, and I was going to say miscommunicated with. We haven't been communicated with at all. It's been a disgrace. The whole thing's been a disgrace. The management, from top to bottom in the club, is so inept. It's so incompetent, and I have to come and sit here after every game this season, and I know that some people are fed up with me moaning, but you try and find a positive for this situation. I challenge you to find a positive for this situation. It can't be done. It's a mess, and people are talking about, it seems to be the same people who were saying, no, everything's all right, to now, when it's so clear that everything's not all right, they're like, oh, we just need to move on and rebuild now. No, this is the time for agitation. This is the time to moan. This is the time to make our voices heard. This is the time to demand change, because the football club is misrun, it's misled, and it doesn't represent the supporters. Hoops Lad 67, an utter shambles from top to bottom, no excuses. The responsibility lies with the board and the CEO. Every aspect of the club is currently failing. How we can go From dominance of domestic football to this meagre fare in half a season is bizarre. It is crazy how quickly we've fallen and how fast we've fallen there. But I would say that the seeds were sown for this in May 2019 when Neil Lennon was appointed the full-time manager in a botched process, a process that told everybody, as plain as the nose in your face, that the CEO can't do his job properly. And that's a damning indictment of how the club's run, because he told everybody, and we all know it, I've said it a million times, they didn't look at the CVs, they didn't do any due diligence about bringing in the next manager, and that was the first moment where the snowball started to roll down the hill. It's honestly a disgrace, and I've said it about 40 times in this video. It's a disgrace. I'm just running out of superlatives about how to describe the mess they've made of this. The boys 88, it was like watching paint dry on a wall until the goal, and then back to watching paint dry on a wall. The game tonight, as I said, I thought it was heading for 0-0. I mean, you could say that if we were going to win the game 1-0, we'd have done really well because of the team we put out. Hibs have been struggling, but they managed to get the equaliser. They probably deserved it. I don't think any team deserved to win the game. But tonight is just another. It's just another nail in the coffin, innit? Will we win tonight or not? Winning tonight didn't keep the league alive. The league was gone weeks and months ago, as I said before. Patrick Murphy never had faith that we would hang on. The season has been a total write-off. Pre-Dubai, the manager spoke of basically having to win every game, and regardless of the reasons, we didn't even make it past the first hurdle. When will the much-needed changes occur? That's the big question. When will the much-needed changes occur? When will this football club deal with the problems that it has? And the problems are in the boardroom. The problems are in how the club is run, how the club is guided, what the people who own the club and run the club, what their vision for it is. That's where the real problems are, because that is why we've watched this car crash unfolding this season, because of mismanagement, as I keep saying. Stacey Devlin, there's nothing left to say. We should be defending our own box. Sack the board because the fans deserve much better. The game itself wasn't a bad performance, but yet again, goals costing us big time. Terrible defending at set pieces. We need to face it that the league and the season is done. That's it. It's gone. It's long gone. It was long gone before tonight, but as I say, it's just another nail in the coffin, this game tonight. We'll finish with John McGatchie. Nothing new, giving away stupid free kicks in dangerous positions and poor defending at set pieces. The story of our season. That is the story of our season. Different personnel tonight. Totally different personnel that's never played together before, but still the same outcome. Gavin Strachan on the bench trying to take the team on the phone to Neil Lennon and John Kennedy. Armstrong will go flex with earbuds in, talking to obviously Neil Lennon. You would hope it's Neil Lennon. It's a shambles on the park, off the park, in the boardroom. All the decisions that have been made this season have been an absolute disaster. And we as supporters deserve so much better than this. If you take anything for this content, let it be that we have to make our voices heard. We have to try our best to affect change at Celtic, because the way things are going right now, the club's being driven off the edge of a cliff. And it seems like the people who are in control of it could not give a flying fuck about it. That's what they've shown today. That's what that statement showed today. There's no way of rebuilding this for the current leadership, the current structure. There's no way they can repair the damage that they've done here. It's over. I think it's over for them in terms of their Celtic careers. Certainly the manager. Certainly, in my opinion, the chief executive. But if they have any kind of dignity, then they'll start by apologising to the supporters for how this mess has been handled this week. And then maybe they can begin communicating with us properly, like what happened with the review of the manager's position that we found out about in a rag tabloid. Maybe they can start communicating. Maybe they can apologise and do some sort of repairing to the damage they've done this season. That's it. Like the video, comment with your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back next week